At the start of the movie, we see a house located in the middle of the forest. Inside, an 8-year-old boy named Roscoe is engaged in sketching images of demons. This is due to the fact that he regularly encounters Dimwos, a demon that intrigues and motivates him to draw. Occasionally, Dimwos arrives in his bedroom and watches him draw, while also providing feedback on the artwork. Despite his demonic nature, he doesn't hurt the boy in any way. Roscoe plays hide and seek with Ava, his best pal, on a regular basis. Their parents are close friends because they live next door. Roscoe tells his mother one day that he had a great time last night with the demon, who paid him another visit. Nevertheless, the mother dismisses his statements, believing Roscoe to be hallucinating. At night, as the boy is in his room, drawing devil sketches as usual, he is startled by a loud sound. Worried, he goes to his parents' room to check, only to find out that they have been burnt to ashes. The young child becomes frightened by this and begins to run about the house. Dimwos unexpectedly approaches him, and Roscoe presses for an explanation. However, the demon doesn't say anything and simply leads the innocent Roscoe outside the house and into a mysterious hole. After 20 years, the action moves to a house being built in the middle of a forest by a few construction workers. It's evident that there are no surrounding settlements and that the area is remote. At the same time, on the other side of the forest, an adult Roscoe emerges from the cave that he had entered 20 years ago. And then, as if fleeing something hazardous, he charges headlong toward the bushes. He eventually finds the site where the construction workers are employed. When Roscoe grabs one of the employees' bags while they are focused on their work, he finds a pair of jeans inside. He then wears those jeans and runs back to the place he used to live, which is now completely deserted. Following a demanding workday, the construction workers congregate that evening to unwind and enjoy some drinks together. The group is having a good time until they are approached by a deadly demon named Akom. Everyone's spines tingle at the sight, but before they can even respond, Akom screams like a fiend, sending all of the workers to their knees in agony. After that, Akom approaches a man and uses magic to transform him into a monster. Then he gives the man the order to murder all of his buddies. The man approaches his own pals and begins eating them one by one after obeying the order. Another terrifying monster called Valurga approaches several pals who are having a campfire in a different area of the forest. Without any delay, he casts some magic that hypnotizes everyone present there. Because of the spell's extreme potency, the buddies begin ruthlessly murdering one another. After, we see the arrival of Rolmortis, a distinct demon, at a graveyard. He yells menacingly at the tombs, telling them it's time for them to awaken and take over the earth. The dead begin to reawaken in a matter of minutes, and he quickly amasses a sizable army of undead. Then Rolmortis gives them an instruction to go in a certain direction. The next morning, we see a grown-up Ava spending some quality time with her dad at home. Turns out they are still living near the same forest. After some time, the father says he has to go work in the field and gets up to leave the house, but he has no idea that the zombie horde has surrounded their home. The zombies surround the father and viciously eat him alive before he even realizes they are there. Ava is surprised to hear her father yelling in the interim. When she quickly goes outside to look into it, she discovers her father being brutally dismembered. Enraged, Ava rushes to take out a gun and kills every zombie that's there. To her dismay though, more zombies appear and begin pursuing her. She fortunately makes it to her father's car, where she quickly leaves. In the next scene, Roscoe happens to stumble upon Ava's automobile while meandering through the woodland. He yells out Ava's name after recognizing the car and assuming that the girl is who she is. After 20 years away, the latter is shocked to see her dearest friend, and they momentarily enjoy their heartfelt reunion. Following this, Roscoe gets into Ava's vehicle and they travel to his former residence. Once they arrive, Ava asks Roscoe where he had been for the last 20 years, and he begins telling her the story. The scene then shifts back to 20 years ago, revealing how a young Roscoe descends into a mysterious hole after being summoned by Dimwos. It turns out that the hole connects to the Dark Womb, an alternative dimension. Put differently, it's the home of all devils. Roscoe is mentored by Dimwos, who also teaches him black magic. The young child doesn't protest either, because he views Dimwos as a friend. However, the demon always maintains that this is his new home and that there is nothing outside of it for him when he discusses going back home. One day, Dimwos tells Roscoe that there are a lot of evil demons in this world who want to take over the globe and destroy humans. Then he shows the boy the 3 jars that hold the 3 most terrifying demons, Rolmortis, Valurga, and Ogrum. Dimwos further reveals that he is a member of an ancient race of demons that guards the universe. But since he is getting old, he wants Roscoe to take on his role and become the new protector of the vessels. Years pass by and we see that Roscoe has grown up to become an adult. Believing that the boy is now prepared, Dimwos uses magic and transmits his powers to him. As soon as Roscoe inherits these powers, he has a vision of his past, where he witnesses the tragic death of his parents. The killer was none other than Dimwos. Enraged, Roscoe approaches the demon and asks why he did all this. In response, Dimwos explains that he reluctantly murdered the parents as that was the only way to lure Roscoe inside the hole. In order to rescue the world, Dimwos says that he wants Roscoe to take over and guard these vessels when he is gone. This argument doesn't, however, sway Roscoe, who angrily says that he doesn't give a damn about Dimwos or his vessels. The 3 terrifying demons are then freed as he uses his abilities to shatter the vessels. The first thing they do after escaping is murder Dimwos. When Roscoe sees this, he is alarmed and realizes he's made a serious error. He then rushes out of the hole, and following him, the 3 demons also arrive in the forest. Returning to the present, Ava is horrified by the tale and chastises Roscoe for bringing the demons here and wreaking such destruction. She also starts assaulting him after accusing him of being the reason behind her father's demise. Following that, she starts crying uncontrollably as she thinks of her father, and Roscoe comforts her by telling her that he wasn't the reason behind this on purpose. 2 hunters can be seen searching for prey through the woodland in the interim. When one of them investigates after hearing strange noises in the distance, he discovers Valurga, the demon, consuming a girl. The hunter is also noticed by Valurga, who instantly hypnotizes him. Following this, the hunter, who is now fully controlled by the demon, pulls out his crossbow and mercilessly kills his friend. Not far away, 2 girls are seen passing along the forest road, unaware that zombies are following them. After a while, they come across the hunter from earlier, wandering in the woods alone. Assuming that he needs help, the girls get out of the car and call out to him, but he suddenly turns around and shoots one of them with his arrow. Seeing this, the other girl is horrified and starts screaming. Unfortunately, a group of zombies arrive at the scene and devour her alive. That evening, a group of friends are having a house party when Ogrum suddenly appears. He instantly unleashes a lethal spell on them, killing each of them one by one. Subsequently, he hypnotizes the girls into nude behavior and ultimately ends their lives as well. While all of this is going on, Roscoe and Ava also trip outside the same residence. Roscoe uses his abilities to sense the presence of a demon and moves cautiously toward the home. Roscoe concludes that it's time to stop this when he sees Ogrum close to the bodies. So, making the most of his remaining abilities, he attacks Ogrum viciously until Ogrum is killed. The other 2 demons decide to go that way after sensing Ogrum's demise elsewhere. In the next scene, Roscoe returns home with Ava, only to discover that Valurga is already there. The demon strikes Roscoe, but our hero successfully counterattacks and injures him. However, he soon realizes that it is not Valurga but a regular guy. It is the same construction worker guy from earlier in the movie, who was hypnotized by Ogrum. Feeling guilty, Roscoe uses his magic to resurrect the man, who soon heals and awakens. Following this, Roscoe orders the man to murder only demons and not humans going forward. Without hesitation, the man complies and dashes to the graveyard, where he kills each zombie individually. He meets the zombie commander, Rolmortis, at some point after that. The man crushes his eyeballs and valiantly removes one of his horns. He eventually wins and kills Rolmortis after a bloody battle. The last and strongest demon, Valurga, is encountered by Roscoe and Ava when they are strolling through the forest the next morning. Roscoe uses all of his might to try to kill him, but the demon is so powerful that he doesn't even move. While Roscoe chants his spells, the demon starts laughing maniacally. Eventually, he unleashes his powers and finishes off Roscoe and Ava in an instant. In the aftermath, Valurga is delighted that he can finally rule the world now. However, as he proceeds to walk away, the guy Roscoe had saved earlier arrives out of nowhere and attacks him. Valurga is badly caught off guard by this, and before he can use his powers, the guy rips out his heart and kills him once and for all. The movie concludes with the ordinary construction guy as the sole survivor. He wanders through the forest, screaming like a maniac.